At the start of the Iran war, the United States had 2 carrier groups in the region. One of them had multiple difficulties, including the underwear section of the ship catching fire. That's the Gerald Ford, as well as people accidentally flushing socks and T-shirts.
So remember when there was a full-on mutiny on the Gerald Ford?
So the Gerald Ford carrier group had
on the carrier?
Yeah, dude, they were flushing and clogging the toilets so the sanitation system would work. The Gerald Ford had to turn around. Now look
why
at
did they do that?
Because they didn't want to go to Iran.
Which cost us, I think.
So
soldiers did the mutiny?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It's happening on the Abraham Lincoln right now.
$300,000.
Wait, hold on a second. I remember the massive flooding on the Gerald Ford. I remember the viral clips of the water all over the fucking...
Yes.
But it was pitched, at least initially, as like a malfunction of the boat, right?
They sent it out anyways, but they had to turn around and repair all that.
Right.
Now it's happening on the Lincoln.
You're getting ahead of me. It was discovered or determined that it was a mutiny?
What is that? When the sailors...
Or is that something that we've just like interpreted? Like, was it actually admit? Like, was there anybody that was sent to the brig? Was there anybody that was brought up under?
So this clip right now, with if the same thing's happening on the Lincoln, we'll play.
It's having plumbing issues because they're flushing their underwear and their fucking socks down the toilet.
That's a form of mutiny, dude. You were assigned
They're doing it on purpose. It was on purposely.
How else? Oh, my wool socks went down the shitter. I'm sorry.
And they can't really determine who did it.
Yeah. But now on the Abraham Lincoln, there's a mental health crisis, and the U.S. media is blacking this out, and sailors are jumping overboard
just to stop the boat. You can get caught up in the propellers doing that. You can fucking die doing that.
Yes, so that's what that clip was showing. Was that they've been they're doing 2 tours back to back.
You sure that's not some like voice to skull shit?
I don't know.
Like,
what
we'll
the
make them jump. Like, who jumps off a fucking aircraft carrier, dude? I'd rather go to war.
Multiple sailors that have tried to commit suicide. There's an ongoing mental health crisis on the USS Abraham Lincoln right now because they haven't been relieved. They're in the Persian Gulf, I believe. That whole area. They were supposed to rotate out, but they haven't, and they're running low on their supplies. And sailors are now jumping overboard and trying to commit suicide.
Why?
Because they were supposed to be. There's a certain amount of time at sea.
Oh,
and then there's supposed to be a
long?
rotation. But because of the Iran war, we're going on 180 days now. Now you have, like, you know when you have
dudes that are just sick of being on that fucking boat.
Dude, you have commissary. You're supposed to be able to go and spend your pay to get the little goodies and the little treats.
They haven't been
A
resupplied.
Snickers bar. There's been no resupply in the commissary.
So it's just fucking eggs every day, powdered eggs every day.
There's been sailors that have been trying to pull the same shit that happened on the Gerald Ford, and then it's not working out because obviously I'm sure that they have patrols. I'm sure that they have people guarding it now because they don't want the same actions happening again. And now sailors are now jumping overboard.
Can't you be executed for mutiny?
Yeah.
So these dudes would rather risk being executed for sabotaging a mission than go to war.
Yeah. And then that clip was saying that there's a complete blackout now. It's obviously hitting the media now. But they're saying that the sanitation conditions are poor. They're saying that
obviously, if they're clogging up all the plumbing, it's all fucked up.
The bunking conditions for I don't know exactly how a carrier ship, like what the sleeping arrangements are. But they're saying that shit's breaking down on the boat, that they're running out of comfort foods, that they're running out of a lot of things a commissary would normally have. Sailors are now jumping overboard and trying to commit suicide, and that there's a full-on mental health crisis, and everyone's watching everyone now.
That's fucking wild, man. Here's Klaus Schwab, by the way. This one I want to play a minute ago.
Sufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity.
It's actually a different clip than I had intended, but it's still prescient because in another clip, Klaus Schwab came out with the notion of prescriptive programming rather than just predictive. And this ties in directly to the hive mind stuff that we were talking about with artificial intelligence, where the objective is not just to predict the future, but prescribe the future, the prescriptive programming. And with the informatics, hive mind, artificial intelligence, massive data centers merged with neurological, biological design, I just don't want the fucking future prescribed by the Klaus Schwabs of the world. That's it. I don't want people jumping off aircraft carriers.
Yeah, I mean, how could you have that much malfeasance? How could you be that stupid? Like that you would strain a whole naval asset that costs $5-10 billion to build when you know that there's a natural troop rotation. There's a natural rotation of your ships in and out of the Gulf. Like, you wouldn't sustain a bombing campaign. You wouldn't run to where our munitions run this low. You wouldn't drain the strategic petroleum reserve to this level.
The soldiers intentionally did that to the Gerald Ford.
Yeah. Oh, of course they don't accidentally flush your socks down. Thank you, Gabe Williams, for the $10 super chat. Eddie Bravo is a real ninja. That's directed at you, Chase.
He is a real ninja.
Thank you, R. Logan M, for the super chat.
Multiple sailors
Love you all.
aboard the
Here's
USS
$4.99.
Abraham Lincoln
Thank you.
tried to jump overboard amid poor conditions and mental stress on the ship. This is according to new reporting from the Military Times, which spoke to the wife of one of those sailors, who says she's spoken to her husband only a handful of times since he tried to jump. He is now on a medical hold. The Military Times is also reporting severe food shortages on board, and that sailors are running out of just basic needs: toothpaste, deodorant, soap. This crew has been at sea for 9 months.
9
Trump's
fucking
war in
months.
Iran. That includes 250 consecutive days without setting foot on land. 250 consecutive days. That is a record. Out front now, Natalie Olivero. She is the Military Times journalist who broke
Holy
the story.
shit, she looks like she was made in a
also
factory.
Navy veteran.
Jesus
Natalie,
Christ.
I appreciate
Yeah,
your
but you
time. I
would.
mean, the details
Okay,
you have
we
in
got.
this-
I mean, it's fine. No, I wouldn't. We got 5 minutes of this clip. We're not going to play the whole thing. That's
No,
the
of
point.
course not.
Just more verification. What the hell, dude? Hold on. There's even more here. USS Abraham Lincoln rocked by bloodshed. 7 U.S. Navy personnel killed. Several injured in crew clash. What the hell is this?
Bro, why do you think I was trying to get on the Abraham Lincoln news so much? I'm like, this isn't boring, Chase. This is like, there's a
7
mutiny
dead
happening.
aboard the USS Lincoln. Shocking claim. I got one. Bloody clash alleged aboard USS Lincoln as crew tensions boil. Wild. Okay.
So this would be the second naval asset with a potential mutiny on its hands. Think of the stress. Think of the duress you're under, dude. These guys, you know, and think of how soft people are today, too.
Unbelievable.